Imagine you are standing at a crosswalk. The light is red, cars are speeding past. A person in a bright vest and a hard hat steps into the road. They hold up a stop sign. The cars slow down and stop. You walk across the street, safe. You do not know this person. You haven't seen their training records or checked their background. You trust them. The vest, the sign, the situation. This small act is something we do all day. It's a quick social shortcut that keeps our world moving. We don't have the time or resources to investigate every person in a position of power. We can't verify every doctor, pilot, financial advisor we meet, so our brains make fast judgments. We look for symbols of expertise and reliability. Diploma on an office wall, badge on a uniform, a formal title before a name. These mental shortcuts help us navigate a complex world with confidence and efficiency. They're tools that help society function. Without this layer of trust, daily life would grind to a halt. Transactions would need endless verification. Every piece of advice would need a second, third, fourth opinion. We'd be paralyzed by information overload. So we delegate parts of our safety, our health, our future, to people we believe are qualified. This isn't a weakness. It's a necessary, often beautiful part of the social contract. It lets us cooperate on a grand scale and do things we couldn't alone. But that efficiency is also where danger lives. Shortcuts are based on patterns, and patterns can be mimicked. The uniform can be faked, the title can be unearned, the confident tone can mask a deep lack of knowledge. The system that works 99% of the time can fail spectacularly in the last 1%. The illusion of authority is powerful because the real thing is so useful. Understanding why we believe is the first step to believing more wisely, without losing the trust that holds us together. Authority claims carry weight because they come dressed in familiar clothes. We are taught from a very young age to recognize the symbols of power and expertise. Think of the doctor's white coat. It is more than just a piece of clothing. It is a symbol, a label that communicates years of medical school intense training, a sworn oath to do no harm. When we see that coat, a part of our brain relaxes. It tells us we are in the hands of someone who knows what they are doing. We automatically grant them a measure of trust before they have even spoken a single word. This is the power of a simple, visual cue. These cues are everywhere, and they are not always physical objects. A title, like Professor Captain Judge, works in the same way. These are labels that society has agreed upon to signify a certain level of knowledge or responsibility. When someone is introduced with one of these titles, it frames our entire interaction with them. We tend to listen more closely. We give their words more weight. We are less likely to challenge their statements directly. The title acts as a shield and a megaphone, amplifying their message and protecting them from casual scrutiny. It is an efficient system, but it relies on the title being genuinely earned. Uniforms and titles are powerful because they are consistent. A police officer's uniform looks largely the same whether you are in a small town or a big city. It represents not just the individual wearing it, but the entire system of law and order behind them. This connection to a larger institution is a key reason why we defer to them. We are not just trusting one person. We are trusting the organization that trained, vetted, empowered that person. This is why a simple security guard uniform can make people hesitate, even if they have no real power. The symbol itself is what commands our attention. The problem, of course, is that these symbols are just that, symbols. They are external signs that are meant to represent an internal reality of skill and integrity, but they can be adopted by those who have neither. A person can buy a uniform. They can invent a title. They can learn to speak with an air of confidence that mimics true expertise. Our brains, looking for those quick shortcuts, can be easily fooled by a convincing performance. The illusion of authority often begins with nothing more than the right costume and the right label, playing on our deep-seated and often helpful habit of trusting the signs. Legitimacy is not just handed out. It is built, slowly and carefully, like a stone wall. One of the ways it is built is through the power of group habits and rituals. Think of a courtroom. Everything about it is designed to communicate seriousness and authority. The judge sits elevated above everyone else. Lawyers wear specific attire. There are formal rules for who can speak, when they can speak, and how they must address the judge. These are not random traditions. They are rituals that reinforce the idea that this is a place of legitimate power, a place where decisions carry immense weight. The process itself builds the authority. Repetition is another powerful tool for building legitimacy. When an institution follows the same procedures year after year, those procedures start to feel normal and correct. We get used to them. We come to expect them. This is true for how a government passes laws, how a university grants degrees, or how a bank manages our money. The consistency creates a sense of stability and predictability. We trust the system because it has always worked this way. This is why change can be so difficult for large institutions. Breaking from established rituals can shake the public's confidence, even if the change is for the better. These habits and rules also serve to separate the authority from the person. The role becomes more important than the individual filling it. A president takes an oath of office, a public ritual that transforms a private citizen into the leader of a country. The power they hold is not theirs personally. It is vested in the office they occupy. This separation is meant to ensure that the authority is fair and impartial. We are meant to trust the office, regardless of our personal feelings about the person in it. This system of roles and rules is what allows authority to continue smoothly, even as individuals come and go. But this same process can create a system that is resistant to challenge. When rituals are deeply embedded, questioning them can feel like questioning the very foundation of the institution. It can be seen as disrespectful or disruptive. This makes it hard to see when a ritual is no longer serving its purpose, or when a rule is causing harm. The legitimacy becomes so strong that it can survive even when the people within the system are failing. The sheer weight of tradition can make people continue to trust a system long after it has stopped deserving that trust, simply because this is the way it has always been done, Even when evidence starts to surface that an authority figure is wrong, our trust can remain surprisingly strong. One of the most powerful reasons for this is simple social pressure. Humans are social creatures. We have a deep, primal need to belong to a group. Going against the consensus of our friends, our family, or our colleagues is incredibly difficult. If everyone around you continues to trust a leader, a company, or an idea, you will feel immense pressure to do the same. This is why a single whistleblower can be so easily dismissed. The group protects its own beliefs by labeling the doubter as an outsider, as someone who is bitter, confused, or has a hidden agenda. The collective trust creates a powerful defense against inconvenient truths, and few are brave enough to stand against it. Another factor that keeps us stuck is something psychologists call the sunk cost fallacy. This is our tendency to keep investing in something, not because it is the right choice now, but because we have already invested so much in it. This could be time, money, emotions, or our own reputation. If you have spent years following a particular leader or have built your career inside a specific company, admitting that the authority is flawed feels like admitting that your past choices were a mistake. It feels like all that effort was for nothing. To avoid that painful feeling, it is often easier to double down and keep believing. This desire to protect our past decisions and our place in the group creates a kind of inertia. The trust once given develops a momentum of its own. It becomes part of our personal story. I am the kind of person who trusts this doctor. We are a family that supports this party. To change that belief is to change a part of our own identity. So, we find reasons to explain away the negative evidence. We tell ourselves it's just a minor issue, or the media is blowing it out of proportion. We rationalize our continued belief because the alternative, admitting we were wrong and facing the social consequences, is simply too frightening to consider. Our minds are built for efficiency, not always for accuracy. We rely on cognitive shortcuts, or heuristics, to make sense of the world quickly. One of the most powerful for authority is the authority heuristic. It's our tendency to believe authority figures, often without checking facts. We assume position and reputation equal credibility. That saves mental energy. Instead of analyzing a complex scientific paper, We often trust the famous scientist's conclusion. This shortcut usually works, so we keep using it. Reputation is another key mechanism. It acts like a public record of trustworthiness. Good reputations are built over years of consistent behavior. Once an institution, say a hospital or a university, earns a strong reputation, a halo effect follows. We assume being good at one thing means being good at everything. Reputation also serves as social proof. If millions trust a news source or use a product, we assume it's reliable, the wisdom of crowds. But reputations can outlast the reality that made them, and crowds can be collectively wrong. Systems and institutions also have built-in ways to protect authority. These aren't always conspiracies, just how large organizations operate. Example: hiring and promotion processes. Example: favoring people who fit the existing culture. Example: filtering out those who challenge the status quo. Internal review boards may have vested interests in finding no problems. Experts funded by an institution may hesitate to publish damaging findings. These biases create an echo chamber. Authority views reinforced, dissent filtered out. Mental and systemic shortcuts form a powerful feedback loop. We trust reputation. Institutions protect reputation. That increases perceived credibility and strengthens our shortcut. It's a self-perpetuating cycle, making institutions seem almost infallible. It often takes huge contrary evidence or a public failure to break through and force a re-evaluation of the trust we have placed in it. The cost of misplaced trust is not an abstract idea. It is measured in real, human suffering. When we place our faith in the wrong authority, the consequences can be devastating: our health, our finances, our sense of security. Consider the world of medicine. A patient puts their complete trust in a doctor, their title, their white coat, their confident manner. If that doctor makes a terrible mistake, prescribes the wrong medication, misses a clear diagnosis, performs a needless surgery, the patient suffers. They may endure years of pain, lose their ability to work, even lose their life. In the financial realm, the damage can be just as profound. People build a nest egg for retirement. They entrust those savings to financial advisors, banks, investment firms. When a charismatic leader is running a fraud, the trust of thousands is shattered. Life savings vanish overnight. Retirees face poverty, uncertainty. The harm goes beyond the money. It leaves a deep scar of betrayal, a feeling of foolishness. The difficulty of leaving such a situation is immense. Social pressure, sunk costs become chains. Questioning a longtime doctor feels like betrayal. Admitting a praised guru is a fraud is public humiliation. There is also the fear of the unknown. Leaving the familiar for something new is terrifying. People tell themselves it might get better because the alternative seems scarier. The most insidious cost is the erosion of trust itself. A spectacular failure doesn't just damage one reputation. It damages faith in all similar authorities. One betrayed patient becomes suspicious of all doctors. One family burned by a bank distrusts the entire financial system. Widespread cynicism is corrosive to society. It makes cooperation harder. It makes us doubt real experts along with the false ones. A single broken trust can ripple outward, leaving a community more fearful and alone. So, if trust can be so easily misplaced, what are we to do? The answer is not to abandon trust altogether. That would lead to a lonely and paranoid existence. The answer is to practice a kind of wise trust. Learn a few simple habits to check claims authorities make. Always ask, who is the source? What is their motivation? Are they selling something? Do they benefit if I believe this? Thinking about the source is a powerful first filter for bias. Look for independent confirmation. Don't take one person's word, no matter the title. Now the internet makes it easy to see what others say. Are there other experts who agree? Are there credible sources offering a different perspective? A legitimate authority isn't afraid of scrutiny. Their claims should hold up. If someone insists they're the only source of truth, red flag. Build better habits in our communities. Make it safe for people to ask questions. Encourage respectful dissent. A leader with only yes people creates a dangerous echo chamber. A healthy community values the person who asks, "But have we thought about this?" Celebrate curiosity, don't punish it. Normalizing questioning makes it harder for bad ideas to take root. It protects people and the integrity of authority. This isn't a call to panic or cynicism. It's a calm invitation to be an active participant in trust. Add a small step of verification to mental shortcuts. Pause before accepting a claim, especially when stakes are high. Think of driving. Trust others to follow rules, but keep your eyes on the road. You trust, but you also verify. Balance is key to navigating authority safely. In the end, our relationship with authority is deeply human. It is born from our need to connect, cooperate, make sense of a world that is too big for any one of us to understand alone. We rely on the signs of expertise. The uniform, the title, the years of experience, because most of the time, they guide us well. They are the threads that weave the fabric of our society together, allowing for the complex dance of daily life. Trust is the currency that makes it all possible. It is not the problem. The illusion of trust is the problem. The path forward is not to tear down our institutions or to live in a state of constant suspicion. That would be a sad and unproductive way to live. The better path is to become more mindful consumers of authority. It is to hold two ideas in our heads at the same time. That trust is necessary and good, that it should be earned and periodically checked. It is about appreciating the expert while also remembering that any expert can make a mistake. It is about respecting the office while also holding the person in that office accountable for their actions. This requires a small shift in our thinking. It means valuing honesty more than we value certainty. It means creating communities where asking a thoughtful question is seen as a sign of engagement, not a sign of disrespect. When we see a problem, we should feel safe to speak up, not for the purpose of tearing things down, but for the purpose of building them up stronger. A healthy authority is not one that is never wrong. It is one that has the humility and the systems in place to recognize and correct its errors. So, trust. But trust wisely. Listen to the person with the title, but also listen to the quiet voice of your own reason. Follow the crowd when it is walking in a good direction, but do not be afraid to pause and check the map for yourself. Trust is a choice we make, again and again, every single day. By making that choice with a little more care and a little more curiosity, we do not weaken our society. We strengthen it. We protect ourselves, we protect each other, and we help ensure that the authority we trust is worthy of the name. If this gave you useful perspective, please like and share.